brand new banger.
It's Knucklehead Comics Tuesday. It's fucking Tuesday. We got Lay in the building. We got Cap in the building. Cabs can't make it tonight, but he's here in spirit. On Lay.
My man, just chilling, brother, chilling.
What's up, Cap? How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Is that and the father goes shamefully? That's my son. And the other guy goes shamefully. Orion goes, that's my father. Choose fear and hate to run your life. Something you can't do. That was wrong with me from the beginning. I was doing it that way. I was gonna go down that path. I worried.
You thought it was Grayson?
Sorry, got hurt. It's like not him. Not him.
Crack his brain for somebody, anybody that can help, and remembers. Freeze.
The media.
No,
Randall
Savage.
You're Randall Savage. With his knowledge and all other shit and his capacity to learn.
Absolutely.
This is the only vegan I'll ever eat is grilled chicken wings, because that's like vegan to me. You know what I'm saying? Because the chicken wings are supposed to be fried, but you grill the chicken wings and you put it in some sauce and give it some blue cheese.
Is vegan.
That's vegan. Like regular moo cow fuck milk. Put it in some Honey Nut Cheerios. Vegan, because Honey Nut Cheerios is good for your heart. You know what I'm saying? Can I steal the question from Cabs?
I got it right. Look at this.
I would also like to steal. I would also like to steal. I would also like to steal.
You're too late.
Wow.
I stay loose, I stay hype. I stay loose, I stay hype. I stay loose, I stay hype. I could do this all night, cause I do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like. Sipping goose, sip is right. And I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow. Cause I know I'm the show. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. Yeah, they know I'm a pro. Let's go, let's go! Yeah! Let's go! Here I go, I get lit, I get hype for this shit! Right.
Word. He be like, I got a left elbow and a right elbow. I can break your face with an any elbow. Make sure that you get elbowed in your elbow with an elbow. Got the arm ball, get the phone ball, get around with the bomb ball.
Daddy's gonna take you to Jersey Shore.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is fucking Tuesday night. You know what that means? The Knucklehead Comics are in the building. And we are reviewing Superman.
Yep. Dun, 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 dun. You know, the original composer and director wanted that little swell to sound as if they're saying Superman.
With that dun dun dun.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's dope. It kind of feels that way though, you know. And you know that was in the movie, that little
Yeah, of course. I mean, come on. James Gunn did it, of course.
shit. But yeah, man, it's Tuesday night. We got Mr. Loki in the building. We got Cap in the building. Your boy Toe Tags in the building. We're gonna see what's up with Ray. If he's gonna decide to contrive and realize and move thighs to get on. I don't think he saw the movie. But fuck it. That's why we got Show Enough here for.
Yeah, because everybody knows Show saw the movie.
Yeah.
He saw the 1976 one.
Word. And even that he didn't watch. But shit, before we get into some shit.
Yeah, do we have any news? Do we have any Anything happening?
Let's see. But you know, it's funny. My boy was telling me he saw that last trailer for the Fantastic Four, and they said he actually is more hyped to see it now.
Were you paying attention to the trailer when we went to the theater or no?
No, I had my eyes closed.
So then I will keep my thoughts to myself because my thoughts revolve around a certain thing that happened in the trailer. And since you didn't see it, I don't want to spoil it.
But is it a good thing or a bad thing?
It has me slightly worried,
So it's a
but
good
that's
thing?
just me.
So it's a good thing because it seems like everything got you worried now.
Yeah.
But yeah. So comic news. I'm gonna have to fucking buy another AC because this is ridiculous. I think we had an 8,000 BTU before.
Well, I mean, the one in the living room is not doing too good either.
Yeah, 'cause this is bullshit. It's hot, but it ain't as hot as it was before, and the shit it ain't doing nothing. I need my money back. But yeah. So on the news front, the Penguin / DC Studios series nears record Emmy noms for comic book show with 24,
Oh, okay.
and Andor has 14 Emmy nominations,
Nice.
including outstanding drama series.
Now, I wonder if that shit's gonna win. They're probably never gonna let that win.
Yeah. So now, someone suggested that a Spawn movie. Oh, let me put this shit on this side. A Spawn movie should be made by Ryan Coogler, starring Michael B. Jordan.
I thought they were doing. Last I heard, Jamie Foxx was attached to do the remake with. I think Tom McFarlane was writing it or producing. I'm sorry. Michael B. Jordan is great. He's a good actor. I like most of his stuff, but this motherfucker shouldn't be everywhere and everybody.
I don't know what's the name of the movie supposed to be.
Spawn?
There's a King Spawn, but there's nothing. No writers, developers, actors, nothing in it. So I guess there's just rumors for now.
Let me see when this was. Oh, okay. No, so this article was from 2018.
Okay.
So, cause it was Blumhouse produced. So maybe it fell through the wayside.
Probably.
I mean, we gotta give other people a shot, man. That's that. Yo, acting is starting to be like college football, where it's just the same 6 people in every fucking thing you watch.
You know, it's wrestling. That's what it is. It's wrestling.
Oh shit! You
What?
see that comment?
Cabs, what's going on? Wanted to get on today to talk about Superman, but it's a rough week. Bro, I can send you the link. Fuck around. I can send you the link right now. You can hop on for 2 seconds. I know we saw Superman, so there's no you know what's funny? I just sent everybody else the link and I saw Cabs' name there and I was like, should I? I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I just sent it to you, Cabs. I can't stay long, but I'll be here after Fantastic Four for sure. I feel you.
Yo, Cat, you could be like that dude from Family Guy, Ollie. Like, Ollie, what's the weather? Like, it's cold. You just jump on, like, Superman, a movie, and just leave.
Real quick, I liked it. There was one thing that you know what? Fuck it. I'll just say it here. I like the movie. I like the characters. I like the portrayal of all the characters. Lois Lane wasn't a fucking I'm gonna go kill Doomsday while y'all go fucking jerk off each other. She was just Lois Lane. Also, the one thing that I wasn't too fond of was that right after serious shit happens, they went to joking, and not all the jokes hit right after that, and it was like you're kind of losing me there. But other than that, I liked the fucking movie. I really liked it. Guys, what's your thoughts?
Talking to me?
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. This is my favorite depiction of Superman since Justice League Unlimited, the animated series. I'm not even that big of a Superman fan, but this movie was good. I definitely have flaws in it. I don't like some of the I don't like how fucking fanatical Luthor was about Superman. That just seemed that just seemed to go a little too far. And there was something else when I came out of the theater I told you I didn't like. I know there was two things I said. But after thinking about it and sitting here, the only thing that has stuck with me that I didn't like was just Luthor's overly aggression. Because that was something else. I don't know what the fuck that was a step too far.
Yeah, you know what's crazy though? Like in the beginning, I was telling my boy who hasn't watched it, I was like, if you don't read the beginning, you're gonna be a little lost. But it said 300 years ago was
metahumans.
30 years ago, an alien landed and was raised by Mr. and Mrs. Kent. 3 years ago, Superman showed up. So this is Superman in his third year of being a superhero.
And 3 minutes before we started, he's getting his ass whooped.
Yeah, he got his ass kicked.
Oh, that's the second thing I didn't like. I didn't like the fucking fact that it solidified that Jor-El and John-El, I think this is his parents' names, told Kal-El to come to Earth, fuck as many bitches as you can, and essentially restart Krypton because the people of Earth are fucking weak.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? There's actually a comic book where he did that. There's actually a comic book where he was having babies with multiple women to have his home. I forgot the name of it, but because I was going through YouTube and somebody actually put that up there, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna listen to it now because I wanna have my my reaction to it my own. I think Brainiac might have a hand in that message. Well, to be honest with you, experts get shit wrong, and I know Mr. Fantastic is like, no, you can't fake that. You can't fake the video, but you could definitely fake the interpretation of the fucking language. Because how many times have somebody said something in Spanish, but that Spanish is from fucking like Guatemala, and you're like, I don't understand. I don't know what the fuck that means. Or you have like Peruvian shit, and you're like, it's the different dialogues of stuff. So you can be like, yo, this is what it means, but then the way they say it, it's different. It means completely different. Like Spanish slang and actual Spanish, you could say two different things and it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
So you mean So it could have been those words, but the intent could have been don't lord over them, but help them because they're weaker than us, and foster a child to continue the line of Krypton, as opposed to be out there fucking everyone.
It could have been that, or it could have been others would have wanted you, or others would have went there to start a helm and create Krypton. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It could have been that where there's like one or two words that are misinterpreted. Because why would you sit there and go, we sent you here to protect them and do all this other stuff and serve them and be kind and be that and be this and be that, and then go fuck all the bitches and turn the shit into Krypton? That's kind of like a fucking contradiction right there.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that makes no sense. That first half of that message was drastically different. That'd be like if you went out and mom was like, hey, be safe. Call me when you get there. Let me know that you're all right. But take this gun and shoot anybody that looks at you sideways. What? But, Cabs, to answer your question, the Kents, going into the movie, I thought they were going to be weak as hell because they didn't look traditional. And then, god dang it, after that first scene of her yelling into the phone like every older parent, I was hooked.
Yeah.
I was in tears when they were talking with him. They got me as his real parents. And when they showed all the videos of him growing up in Smallville at the end, that again, tears rolling down. I'm telling you, this is a really good. I don't understand the hate that it's getting from certain people online. I tend to like my Superman a little more humanistic, a little more relatable, and not the all-powerful, all-knowing, can't be touched. Because I think the Boy Scout element of him plays better when he's being superhuman. And I'm not talking about superhuman strength and all that. I'm talking about when his humanity is showing above all else, and you can connect with that. I think the Boy Scout plays more. It plays better.
Yeah. And I remember you was asking me, like, yo, how do you feel about the us getting a bunch of Superman and not much of Clark Kent? And I was saying, well, I would argue that this whole thing was Clark Kent, because he wasn't really different. The only difference he was that he was quiet and trying not to fucking show that he was Superman. But he was yelling passionately. They were about to die and all this other stuff as Clark Kent. As Superman, he was trying to do the right thing and disappointed as Clark Kent. When we finally see him turn into Superman is when I think we'll finally see him go, I am not a product or property of the United States of America. I am a servant of the world. So there is no country that can dictate what I do or when I do what I do. I'm here to save people and I'm here to stop conflict. You know what I'm saying? Because when he turns into Captain America, that's when you'll see the mature Superman.
Yeah.
Because you also got to remember, there's got to be something that Batman goes, I can't trust this dude. He makes stupid mistakes. He's irrational. He's this, he's that. You know what I'm saying? Like, something has to come for Batman to go, I don't like him. And then when he proves himself to Batman and Batman proves himself to him, they make each other better.
Yeah, that's very well they could be putting something like that in these new versions. But just off rip, Batman doesn't trust him because he's all powerful, and he just doesn't trust. He doesn't trust anybody with that amount of power.
Yeah, but I mean, it gives him something to relate to each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of for Martha, I'm a Martha, you're a Martha, you Martha, I'm Martha, I have a Martha. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of for going, hey, our moms have the same names, now we're best friends. They could do something like that.
True. Cabs, to answer your question, seeing how Mr. Terrific was depicted, seeing how Guy Gardner was depicted, seeing the explanation for Crypto made me like Crypto a little bit more, because I'm not gonna lie, he was gonna be on my list of things I didn't like about this movie, but he made the cut of good. But I have some trust in him. The only thing I'm unsure of is Hawk Girl screaming like the fucking goat every time she was on screen. Like, that's not something they fucking do. They're not like, it's an aesthetic, they're not actual hawks.
Yeah. That is annoying. The screaming was kind of annoying, but I kind of liked how Guy Gardner was a dick. Like, he was a dick, but he was. Yo, I took an oath. Like, we don't get in political shit. Like, on some no. Hold on. I'm not trying to do this extra shit, man. I'm here to stop intergalactic motherfuckers from coming to this planet. I'm not here for the president and all other shit. Like, nah, let them do their thing. It'll be all right. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then when Superman was like, yo, we got to save the planet, but I need you to stop this conflict. That was when you saw the Green Lantern was like, all right, you do your thing and I'll step in and I'll do my thing.
Yo, Nathan Fillion said it best in the interview. Guy Gardner is the Green Lantern that when he shows up, everybody goes, fuck. But he's there to do the job.
Yeah.
But he's also the Green Lantern that the Oas turn around and go, yo, we need you to do something. It's not going to be pretty. And Guy's like, done. Just say the word.
You know what's funny? What's his name? Nathan Fillion?
Yeah.
He actually said that in an interview. He's like, Guy Gardner's the guy that.
That's what I just quoted. Yeah.
Yeah. That's actually dope though. But I loved how every time he was flipping a truck, it was either a different hand signal or the finger.
Yeah.
Because not for nothing, he's supposed to be one of the most powerful beings in the universe. That should be easy for him. Him going there and stopping that war should be easy.
Yo.
Anthony goes, that dog was on crack. Yo, that dog was on something.
Yo. Dude, the only thing that saved Crypto was knowing that he belonged to Kara, and Kara's a fucking moron.
Yeah, but you know something though, we got a dog that's almost close to that. He's not as energetic, but he's just as fucking stupid. But
yo, I swear to if Apollo was any closer to fucking Crypto, I'd be choking him out.
I hear you.
Fuck, yo, Peter, come at me. I don't give a shit. Animal cruelty, whatever you want. Nah. If I was Superman, I'd have kicked Crypto to the moon.
I mean, not for nothing. Shit. Somebody got to.
Motherfucker had 7 broken ribs and the dog's gonna fucking pounce on him.
I know the dog don't know he got 7 broken ribs, but still, like, shit. You don't understand that.
Hold on. You said now you know that the dog doesn't know he has broken ribs. But yet we have proof. When we had our first dog, Apollo, and Mom's back went out and she had to just stay in the bed. What did Apollo do?
He went to her back.
He crawled up next to her and put pressure on the back to stabilize, to keep it warm, and to help her feel better.
Yeah.
Dogs fucking know.
That's true. That is true.
But anyway,
he
made the cut. He made the cut of being. I'm not gonna rag on it too much.
And where was Supergirl in? Well, they said at the end that she was
partying.
Yeah, she was partying on different planets with red suns.
And there's her, according to James Gunn, the movie that they're making with her, has her off world somewhere. So she's around, but she's essentially like Captain Marvel. Like everybody's doing their thing on Earth, and she's doing her shit somewhere else.
Yeah. What did you feel about her being that party girl? Because I don't know Supergirl to be like that. You know, so
remember, Supergirl is supposed to be, even though she's technically older than Kal-El, Kara's supposed to be still a teenager.
yeah.
And she has been depicted as the fucking I just want to live because everybody's dead. She was flown through she was flown through the space, and I think she got caught in what the fuck is that dimension that they put General Zod in Superman 2?
Phantom Zone?
Yeah. I think she got caught in the Phantom Zone for a while, or something happened that she went way off track and it took her too long to get here. And she's just fucking pent up. So she's been depicted as I just want to be Kara. I don't want to be Supergirl.
Okay.
The whole drinking and partying thing, the only reason it's I'm not that okay with it is because the actress looks like she's 15.
Yeah.
And she just looks too young to be that way.
Yeah, I hear you.
But I don't know the actual age of the actress, and I don't know what age they're putting her in. So like don't take my word for it. They might put her at legal age to party. But this girl, she doesn't look it. Like if we were both at a bar and she came up to me, I'd be like, nope. Turn right around, little girl. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not talking to you.
Word. She's not even on IMDb, like the main shit. But
Isn't that the girl from House of Dragons?
Yeah. I was just looking at like the main shit to see if they put her on there. They got Superman robot people, but not her. I know she was the extra credit scene, but
she's probably uncredited.
But this Lex Luthor, and I said this to Cap during the movie, is like, this is the first one that I can actually feel like I could be afraid of. Like I can actually sit there and go, yo, this is a bad motherfucker. He's gonna do something crazy. Like, yo, don't fuck with him. Like don't play with this guy. You know? Where the other Lex was like Gene Hackman and the one from The Negotiator, all those other ones, they just was like normal people. I didn't really feel that presence of, okay, this guy's a genius, but you can still see he's naive right now, which also we get to see some character development from him also, because yeah, he had the plan, which was almost flawless, but he didn't have those contingency plans that he used to have. You know what I'm saying? Like we always saw him with contingency after contingency. He's like, I did this so you could do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. See, I feel different because the Lex that I'm used to and the Lex that I prefer is the one that's calculating, cold, but above all else, you feel like Superman can't touch him. Like Superman can't hit him. The law's not gonna do shit about him. And you're like, yo, would somebody just arrest him? Something. This Luthor was a little bit more like the Joker for me, where at first I was like, okay, he has that feel where he's untouchable. Then when he just shot the falafel guy,
yeah,
at that point I was like, no, dude, you gotta kill him. I was like, this man has to be put down. He's holding ex-girlfriends hostage. because they fucking blogged about him. He's doing other shit. Like, no. This is not somebody you keep alive. This motherfucker's gonna be a problem.
This could be the this could be the Superman, Lex Luthor, Batman, Joker conundrum where they probably think that they can save him. She's 25, the actress who played Supergirl.
Really?
Yeah.
Yo, that boggles my mind because she acted all of like a 15-year-old girl when she showed up.
All right, so in this upcoming movie, the character of Supergirl, played by Millie Alcock, is depicted as being around 21 years old. This portrays aligns with the source material Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, a comic series of Tom King and Belgis Elvey, which is being adapted for the film. The story starts when Kara Zor-El, Supergirl, celebrates her 21st birthday far from Earth. So that could be it then.
Okay.
So she probably just turned 21. That's why she was partying.
So I'm a little bit I'm a little bit better with that. But you know something? I gotta see what her movie does, and if that scene leads into any part of her movie. Because I think if she would have came in, I think two things. Right? One, if she would have came in and just regular clothes, and Crypto would have ran to her, and Kala would have been like, Kara, it's about time you came to pick up your dog. Then I think I would have been a little bit better with it. Because once she puts on the suit, that's when she's supposed to start with the whole, I gotta start taking this shit a little more serious arc. But I think they put her in the suit because no matter what Clark said, everybody except for me, you, Cabs, and Lay would have been like, who's this blonde bitch who just showed up at the fucking Fortress of Solitude? How'd she get in? Like, nobody would have knew who that was. Especially since the last time you saw Supergirl, she had black hair and was a Latina.
That's true. That is true. Because I mean, I think Cabs would have known because he knew Mahershala Ali's name by voice. Like, he was sitting there ready, willing and able to fucking.
No, I know Cabs would have known. But like Show wouldn't have known. Ray probably wouldn't have known right off the bat. Because you know how many people, when Thanos showed up at the end of the Avengers, you know how many people had no clue who the fuck that was?
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
Yo, Cap, Blade doesn't exist. If you want to see Blade, you have two options. You either watch Blade with Wesley Snipes, you either watch Deadpool and Wolverine with Wesley Snipes, or you watch Sinners. It's the closest we're ever going to get to Blade now. You remember The Princess Bride when he said, "Oh, to Blade, it's the bluff." Now it's to Blade. To Blade, it's the bluff.
That's right. Yeah. Gonna fuck around and find out.
Hey, don't worry. Mahershala Ali's doing fine. He's being chased by dinosaurs in another movie that somehow is making over $500 million.
Which is crazy. Because don't people not like that shit?
Yo, Jurassic Park is like the Fast and Furious, man. You throw it out there and that shit just makes money. Regardless, everybody in the world is like, yo, this movie sucks, but yet it makes $500 million. It's Jurassic World, Transformers, and Fate of the Furious, whatever. Those are the movies that no matter how bad they get, they just churn out money.
Yeah, I guess everybody wants to see dinosaurs.
And
You
then
know,
here's the kicker with Transformers: when you put good ones out, nobody gives a shit about them.
well, because
Transformers 1 was amazing, didn't make any money. Beast Wars was good, didn't make any money. Bumblebee was good, didn't make any money.
well, let's be serious. Megan Fox fucked it up for everybody. Megan Fox and Mark Wahlberg fucked it up for everybody. You think Fantastic Four will make more the first week than Superman did? I think so, because there's a lot of people who did not like the idea of this Superman, and you don't see too much of hate for the Fantastic Four. So I think a lot more people are hyped for Fantastic Four, especially if you've seen Thunderbolts. You know what I'm saying? So there's a possibility that the first week, Fantastic Four becomes one of the highest grossing movies of this year or for in a long time.
Okay, so here's before I give my answer to that, here's the thing. $122 million in the estimates domestically for Superman. What is your estimate for opening weekend Fantastic Four?
Wait, opening weekend for Superman was 122 mil?
122 mil according to the estimates.
They didn't
What?
They didn't calculate that opening weekend yet? Or you're just saying
No,
that's what it was before it came out?
That's the opening weekend estimate. Domestically, not globally.
Okay. I wouldn't be surprised.
Globally, it only made $90 million.
I wouldn't be surprised if Fantastic Four has 225.
You're going 225.
225. Everybody in the chat, what are you saying? Estimated opening weekend for Fantastic Four.
While you guys aren't saying that, I'm honestly gonna say that Ironheart didn't do any favors. As good as you think, or I think, or anybody thinks that show is, didn't do much favors. I think Fantastic Four is going to go. If it beats Superman, in my heart, I think Fantastic Four is going to be lower opening than Thunderbolts.
Fantastic Four?
Yeah. I think it's going to be a lower opening. It might pick up after, once the initial word gets out, because everybody's still in this Marvel fog. But if it beats out Superman, I think it's only going to do it's going to be $1 to $2 million more than what Superman did.
Okay, Cab is saying 175. Mr. Loki said 150. Anthony confirmed 125 for Superman. And then Cab said, I think Superman will outsell Fantastic Four. The Marvel fatigue is more apparent after how refreshing Superman was.
Yeah, and if that's more refreshing and it's only did 122, I'm saying, or 125, I'm saying 130 at most for Fantastic Four.
All right, Anthony saying 220. So, but I get it. And if we was arguing any other movie, but I think Fantastic Four, X-Men, and Avengers are movies that people were dying to see. Like, you know how many people are like, yo, I can't wait till the Fantastic Four gets into the MCU, but they haven't watched any of the other MC movies like the Marvels or the Thunderbolts or the new Captain America, because they don't care about that shit. But it's like, yo, I'm a fan of Fantastic Four, and this is looking like it's something, it's different because it's in a different timeline and blah blah blah. And if you watch the Thunderbolts, people are sitting there going, wait, that end credit scene, I got to see how this ends, because now it kind of looks like, yo, did they fail? Or did somebody else come? You know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't seen the trailers. Like, I've seen some of the trailers. I heard some of the trailers, but like, I think there's interest in Fantastic Four because it's part of the MCU.
So that is a good point. From the side that I'm seeing everything, I'm seeing not only the normal fatigue, I'm seeing the whole MCU thing come up again because the Silver Surfer is now female, and they push Sue Storm a little bit to the forefront in the marketing. And the other thing I'm seeing is for the normal fans, they're sitting here like, we're doing the Fantastic Four again. It's like, we already did that two times. I'm talking about like the show type fans, the fans that are not paying attention and not dialed in.
Yeah, but that again, the last time we saw the Fantastic Four movie was what, 15 years ago?
No, Fan Four Stick was not 15 years ago.
You know, it's funny. I googled Fan Four Stick cast, and it gave me 2015. It was 10 years ago. Fan Four Stick was 10 years ago. Yeah, we don't talk about that one. But then when you think about Fantastic Four, from when was the other one?
The other one was like early 2000s, 2008, something like that. I want to say.
2007.
No, see, I was close. All right.
Wait, that was part 2 though. When was the first?
First one could only have been a few years before that.
It's funny because IMDb only has the 1994 version of the Fantastic Four and the 1967.
Yo, but people.
What is it? A Fantastic Four?
No, just Fantastic Four. I can't look it up. My phone is dead.
Did they erase the original Fantastic Four? $2005.
All right, Cabs. Yo, we gotta have at least 4 people here for that fucking show. Cabs, before you leave, call it out. Which one are you? Stretch, Torch, Thing, or Invisible?
Well,
But-
Ray will be invisible.
But peep this, man. Superman is the world's #1 hero.
Yeah.
Right? Globally. Domestically, it made 125. Globally, it only made $90 million. And if this Superman did not resonate worldwide, and and no matter how good Thunderbolts was reported to be, it didn't climb any higher than it didn't pass Captain America. I gotta put my expectations a little more in the realism zone with Fantastic Four.
Like, I understand that. I get it. But
Yo,
you also got to remember the same people that are sitting there going, "Yo, didn't we do this twice already? There's how many Superman movies? There's like 25 Superman movies and 25 Batman movies. You don't think there's a Superman fatigue?"
Well, I mean, again, 125 was right around the final estimate, but they also thought that at one point before the previews, the previews started coming out and the first review started hitting, the estimate was over 250. There were some people who were saying that this was going to be $1 billion movie for Warner Brothers.
I mean, it should have been, but they showed a lot in the trailer.
Not really. Because the trailers I saw were mostly that first part. Dude, look this up. What was the last Marvel movie to debut? Because you said 200 and something, right?
Yeah.
What was the last Marvel movie to debut to over 200 and something $million opening weekend? Because I think the last one is going to be probably Spider-Man No Way Home.
The last Marvel movie to debut with over $200 million in domestic box office revenue was Deadpool and Wolverine in July 2024 with an opening weekend of 211 million.
I forgot
it is-
about Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, it's the fourth highest superhero opening weekend of all time.
Now, do you think there's as much hype for Fantastic Four as there is for Hugh Jackman coming back as Wolverine in the MCU and wearing the fucking suit? Because that still only got to 211.
Oh, let me see some. Okay, so I asked Google AI. Do you want me to ask ChatGPT?
Sure, let's see what they say.
Let's see if it's a similar thing. All right, so I'm gonna do AI first. Can Fantastic Four make $200 million opening weekend? It's unlikely that the Fantastic Four's first steps will hit $200 million opening weekend based on current projections. Early forecasts predict a domestic opening between 125 and 136 million.
That's what I said. That's right where I put it.
Yeah. While some later reports increased the upper limit slightly, the range remained 125 to 155. One forecast specifically predicted the domestic opening to be 125 to 155, according to Box Office Theory. For context, previous Fantastic Four movies had much lower opening weekends. 56 million for the first one, 58 million for the Rise of Silver Surfer, and 25 million for the Fantastic movie. While the Fantastic Four First Steps is a new entry in Marvel Cinematic Universe and could generate significant interest, reaching $200 million on opening weekend, we could be significantly overperformed compared to current predictions. This figure would place it alongside some of the highest grossing superhero films opening in history. All right, so now ChatGPT. It's possible for Fantastic Four to make 200 million on opening weekend domestically, but a few key factors need to align. Here's the breakdown of what would make or break this milestone. What would help it hit 200 million opening weekend? Strong Marvel Studios branding. If it's part of the MCU, which it is, fans will show up, especially if it's positioned as the next big saga launcher for Avengers or Spider-Man No Way Home. Hold on, I'm just gonna. All right, an A-list casting director. If Marvel nails the casting, names like Adam Driver, Pedro Pascal, etc., the pairs, it will a top director like Mark Schneckman, which already confirmed can draw massive interest. Hype and nostalgia. All right, let's see what could hold it back. The Fantastic Four baggage. The last few Fantastic Four films flopped critically and commercially, even with the MCU backing, that reputation lingers for some fans. Superhero fatigue. Marvel has had recent struggles. The Marvels, Ant-Man 3, etc. If audiences are still burnt out, Fantastic Four will need killer early reactions to overcome skepticism. Marketing mix-ups. If trailers or early buzz are overwhelming or the VFX looks rushed, which has hurt Marvel recently, it could limit interest. For context, here's a few. Avengers Endgame, 357 million. Spider-Man No Way Home, 260 million. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever 180 million. Doctor Strange 2 187 million. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 118 million. So 200 million opening would place Fantastic Four in the upper tier of Marvel hits. Not impossible, but not guaranteed either. Final verdict. Can it? Yes. Will it? Depends heavily on buzz, casting, and timing. What do you think of that?
I mean, Chat that to me that sounds like Chat GPT was giving you the breakdown before we knew what the movie was and who was in it, based off of the language it was using.
Okay, so I just put, would you say yes or no? No, Fantastic Four will likely not make 200 million on its opening weekend domestically, unless Marvel delivers exceptional hype through casting, marketing, and early buzz. It's possible, but not probable based on current trends and recent MCU performance. So, answer no, not likely, but not out of the question.
Yeah, see, I'm telling you, the where I put it, I think is where it's gonna wind up, in that maybe 130 range.
Yeah, I mean, apparently 130 is a good idea. Also, I mean, 130 million is pretty good.
Now, to us, it seems pretty good, but you got to remember how much it costs to make the movie. Because in order for certain movies to be profitable, they got to do like 2 to 3, maybe even 4 times what the fuck the budget is. So if it costs 200 something million to make, you gotta fucking make damn near 800 to a bill just to be profitable.
Yeah, how much did they spend on this?
I'm not sure. My phone's dead. I can't look it up. And your tablet here, I'm not used to, so I don't know how to open up multiple windows and shit without fucking anything up.
Let's see. The production budget for the Fantastic Four films varied. 2000. No, I need. Was it First Steps?
Yeah.
All right. The film. Wow. The film Fantastic Four First Steps is reportedly budgeted at $225 million.
Jesus Christ. You know how much money that's gonna have to make?
This is less than some of the larger Marvel Cinematic Universe films like Guardian of the Galaxy, which had a budget of 250. According to Reddit threads, the movie is set in the 1960s. Okay. Shit. So even if it makes what I said, 225?
Yeah.
If it makes that, it's breaking even.
So the way it breaks down, it's not breaking even there. The reason why a movie has to make 2 to 3 times its budget back to be successful is because the studio gets a portion of the money that comes in. So not all proceeds go back to Disney and Marvel for the tickets. Some of them stay with the actual theaters that they played in. So Marvel, I think Marvel has the highest at like 60% of the ticket sales go back to Marvel, Disney, and the theaters get to keep 40. So you're only getting 60% of the things that come in. So even if it makes what you said, that's still putting it way under the production cost, and it's going to be a struggle to because now you got to understand that it's 250 to produce, then another 100,000 on top of that, or not 100,000, 100 million on top of that to market, and you got to make that shit back. So now that puts it at 3. That's the problem with all these big budget movies, is that they're starting to become designated losers. Like you're sinking all this money into the movie without the expectation of it making the money back in the theater. You're hoping that you can make most of it back in the theater, then the majority of it back in retail with digital downloads and subscriptions to streaming services and shit like that, and then whatever rest you need with product placement, as you see with Little Caesars, with the Fantastic Four, or whatever else, merchandising and shit like that comes in. That's how nowadays studios are trying to recoup all their money for making movies. It's not like in the old days where it just used to be, we made a movie for this amount, we made more than that in the theater, success. We can now use that money to make another movie.
Okay. So yeah, we turn our conversation into if Fantastic Four is gonna be successful, which probably will be in a couple weeks. But yo, so based off of what you said with the MCU, it's funny. I see a post where when women are written by men in the MCU, you get the Scarlet Witch and the Black Widow. When women are written by women in MCU, you get She-Hulk.
And Captain Marvel, because
Yeah,
they were directed by two people. One of them, I think, one of them was female, one of them was male.
but I mean, you saw how serious she was in Endgame,
Which was the Russo brothers.
Yeah. Now we didn't have this hate women shit in the original Fantastic Four when Jessica Alba was there, and I don't know why people would hate on Sue Storm when, if you know anything about the comics, you know her ability.
Yeah, you know what it is? They don't like, from the shit that I've seen, the videos that I've seen, and all the shit that I've read. They don't like that. It seems like they're pushing her to the forefront as the leader, as the Fantastic Four, when it should be Reed Richards. But you know what's funny? This is what's funny to me. If anybody has ever grown up with both their mom and their dad in their life at the same time, and in a traditional household, I defy anybody to tell me that their mom was not in charge of shit when they went out to do something. When they went out to the theme park, when they went out to the fucking zoo, when they went out shopping, tell me that your mom was not in charge and your dad was just sitting in the back doing nothing, trying not to be bothered that you took him out of a house on a football Sunday. Shit. You know, you remember that the show Roseanne? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. In that show, she was the lead. She drove the show. She was the head, you know. Dan was the head of the family, but she was the one who was out front, took charge. Because it was her show, right?
Yep.
You know what happened? There was an episode where her sister came in and her boyfriend or her husband at the time beat the shit out of her. And Dan walked in and was like, "What happened?" She said that this dude hit her sister. Dan takes his jacket, walks outside. The scene cuts back to him sitting in the living room, right? There's a knock on the door. Roseanne answers it. 2 cops come in and go, yo, we got the call. We got to arrest you for assault. And Roseanne's like, yo, Dan didn't do anything. And Dan gets up and is like, Roseanne, this has nothing to do with you. This is all about me. And puts his hands out to get arrested because he went and beat the shit out of that dude who hit his sister-in-law.
Yeah.
Now, I just told you, Roseanne drove that show. She was out front. She was the lead. That did not stop Dan from doing what the fuck he needed to do.
No, it didn't.
Sue Storm being the mom of the group, being the fucking, what do you call it, the older sister, the sister-in-law, the wife, she's gonna naturally step up and do what the fuck she's gotta do. That does not diminish what the fuck Mr. Fantastic does. That doesn't diminish what the fuck Johnny Storm does or what Ben Grimm does. And I think people are starting to forget that.
Yeah.
Because it has been, I'm not gonna lie, it has been fucking movie after movie after movie of, oh, she can do this not because she's skilled, but because she's a girl. It's like, it's very different. Atomic Blonde is not a movie where she could do this because she's a woman. No, she did what she did because she was trained to fucking do so. And still wasn't beating everybody's ass. Like I said it before, this is the last thing I'll say about this. When it came to She-Hulk, right? You just said a woman wrote She-Hulk. And what do we get? We get her twerking in her office with Megan Thee Stallion. And I know I brought this up many times. The problem is not that she twerked. The problem is you want to be taken seriously in an office setting in a field that's typically dominated by men. Why would you do that there? There's a place and time to do all that. Dude, that's like me saying, yo, I want to get better at talking to girls. So you're like, all right, go ahead. There's one right there. And I just walk up to her and go, hey, yo, bitch. What the fuck's your name, girl?
Huh.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Yo, yeah, that's another thing. And something else that's going to hit if it gets a Chinese release. All of a sudden, China's Hollywood division, their movie making division, has hit so good that they are now sitting there going, nah, we don't even need to play your movies over here.
Yeah.
Dude, look it up. There's one of the movies that hit over $2 billion, and I think it made more than Avatar. Is a Chinese animated movie, a sequel, no less. And it made over $2 billion with the Chinese market alone. It didn't even have to come over here. It's some sequel to some animated movie. I can't remember what the fuck the name is because, you know, I don't speak the language.
In China?
Yeah. Look up Chinese $2 billion box office movie.
Okay, hold up. You said 200 million?
2 billion.
Okay, the Chinese animated film Niza 2
There you
has
go.
reached a global box office milestone of $2 billion, becoming the first non-Hollywood movie and the first animated film to achieve this feat. This film's success is largely attributed to its performance in the Chinese market, where it has broken numerous records. Is the breakdown of the key points. Record-breaking performance. The movie is the first Chinese film to surpass $2 billion. First non-Hollywood film to achieve that milestone. First animated film to get that money. Dominant in China. The film's success is largely driven by its strong performance in the Chinese market, where it had broken records for highest grossing animated film and fastest movie to reach $1 billion. Naza 2 is now the seventh film in history to reach $2 billion globally, joining an exclusive club. The film's success is seen as a significant step forward for the Chinese animated industry and a symbol of China's growing cultural influence. You know what's funny? They were saying that if China stopped doing Dragon Ball Z, I think they would go into a depression or something.
You mean Japan?
Yeah.
That's shit. With all the other shit that Japan does. But anyway, before we start talking about Japan, but China is there's another fucking comedy that made over $1 billion in China. That was a big deal a few years ago. So they're relying less and less on importing movies because now they're starting to make their own. That their own people can go and watch and like and enjoy,
Yeah. It was the Kato show, not the Green Hornet show.
So that's another thing on whether a movie's going to be really successful or not, because the global box office can also attribute to what it does.
Yeah. But I mean, let's see. We're making America great again by losing everything. Yo, I'm telling you, America's gonna be great when it's not a mega power and people are start invading us.
Yo, Caitlin Clark is not on the cover for the WNBA 2K. I mean, why start doing shit that makes sense now, right?
Well, I mean, she has 72 rebounds a game. Doesn't help or doesn't. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's her own rebound. Remember, if you shoot 9,000 shots a game and you make 30 points, you still made 30 points a game. That's how statistics work. It's like the Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor fight, the third fight. Amanda Serrano threw 3,000 punches. She connected with 50. So she connected with 50 punches. She should have won the fight.
Yeah. Hey.
Even though the other girl she threw 25 punches and connected with 50.
She threw less punches and connected more times?
Bro, I swear to God, the actual stat is Amanda threw 353 punches, landed 57. And Kate threw 281 and landed 57. They landed the same exact amount of punches. She threw less, and they're saying that Amanda should have won the fight. If this was fighting her shadow or her spirit, cool. Amanda fucked her shadow up. But if this is actual boxing, I need you to touch somebody. Reach out and touch somebody. We're gonna talk more about this shit tomorrow, but I'm just letting you know this is how fucking things work nowadays. But yeah. So going back to Superman, let's get this shit back to Superman. Superman was not a god. He was able to be beaten. He was vulnerable, and you can see that he was more worried about saving lives and getting things done without casualties than kicking ass. The thing I hated, well, I didn't hate this, but the thing that I'm like, yo, Superman cannot get away from this shit. is the total fucking destruction of a city that he's trying to protect.
Yo, I deadass was just about to ask you about that.
It's like this man cannot protect the city. He can protect the people. There was not one casualty, but the city is destroyed. It's like, fuck, man.
Yo, prove to me that there was nobody in those buildings. Prove to me that everybody got out of those fucking buildings.
Everybody
that there was no casualties.
The Flash, you didn't see nothing in the windows? The Flash must have took him out. That's what they're probably gonna say.
Yo, how mad would you be if James Gunn was like, I can't find anybody else to do it. Ezra, come back and be the Flash.
Oh, I'm not watching it. They're talking about the guy from the TV show being the Flash. If Ezra Miller comes back and is the Flash in any iteration, I don't give a shit if it. The only way that I would not do this if Ezra Miller is the Flash in an independent movie where DC is not involved in the shit and it never gets released, okay. But any others, if DC is involved with anything that Ezra Miller does, I will never watch another DC movie again. I don't give a shit what it is. I don't give a shit what it is, who it is, why it is, or anything. I don't give a fuck if they go, Ezra Miller is gonna be the new Flash in this movie, and then they recast him 2 days later. I'm never watching another fucking DC movie again. Ever. And they could kiss my ass and rest in shit.
Okay. James Gunn, I hope you heard that. Now, here's the real question. Do you have that opinion because of what he did off screen? Or do you have that opinion because the Flash movie sucked?
I had that opinion because of what he did off screen.
I know. I'm being an idiot.
No, I get it. But the fact that he sucked in the movie also doesn't help. Because let's be honest. That's not the Flash. He didn't play the Flash. He played a version of Spider-Man being the Flash. The Flash is supposed to be a fucking forensic scientist looking for his father's innocence and also trying to never be late again to save somebody's life the way he was for his mom. He's also the heart of the team. He's also in one iteration, I'm watching Batman and the Flash work together to figure out who killed Wally West. And it was it was like the brother-sister duo where somebody gave them their powers, but every time they use their powers, they die. And Batman was like, yo, stop being a hero, and whatever the fuck case may be, they killed Wally West because he was in a rehab center that Batman secretly made for superheroes that go through PTSD. And at that point, the Flash hated Batman because no one knew, like only Batman and Superman knew about this. It wasn't regulated. It wasn't protected. They ambushed them and no one knew that they were there, so they couldn't help out. Iris hated Batman because of that shit, but they had to work together to figure out who the fuck was doing this. And while they were going through the wreckage to find out who did it, they were saying how Batman multiple times has said that the Flash is actually a better detective than he is. And there was none of that with Ezra Miller. There was no detecting. There was no CSI shit. He put babies in the fucking microwave. He acted like a little fucking kid. In the Flashpoint Paradox movie, or the Flash movie that was Flashpoint Paradox, he couldn't understand the fucking time travel. He couldn't understand that what he was doing was fucking wrong. Like the little fucking kid version of him couldn't understand the shit. Like, and also he's irresponsible. Why would you turn around and go, I'm the Flash, I don't have my powers, but I'm going to give a teenage version of myself these powers? You know you better than yourself. I would not give a fucking teenage version of me powers that he can go and destroy a fucking universe for running in the past trying to change shit.
Dude, I wouldn't give you those powers today.
You know what I'm saying? Like let's be honest with each other. Like, what part of the Flash can you connect with that made him the heart? You didn't see him sacrifice himself to do anything. He was a greedy motherfucker. and that's the problem. That's a problem. Now, if he did one of those speed clones and that clone turned into it, because that's not really that's not really Barry Allen, that's just a speed clone. Okay, cool. But he didn't make it. That was him going into the future and trying to fix it every time something happened. He tried once to fix his mom's death, and he realized you can't fuck with time. And while he's trying to fix, right after he learns that lesson, trying to fix what he did, he's gonna keep going back in time to change shit. Come on, that was a fucking horrible version of the Flash, horrible version of the fucking Superman. The only reason why Batman was so good is because Batman was gritty as fuck. But that was a bad depiction of Bruce Wayne. And what made Wonder Woman good was the fact that Gal Gadot is beautiful and Wonder Woman's supposed to be beautiful. Because let's face it, every other person in Wonder Woman 1 made that movie relatable and watchable until the end when she's fighting Ares. Because that just became stupid. You're the god of war and you're fighting her with street, with fucking asphalt. Okay.
So, if not Grant Gustafson, who played him in the CW, then who should play him in this new version? And I know at this point, I think it's a rhetorical question because I don't think either of us know enough young actors that could be put in that role.
Yeah.
Here's a better question. If not Grant Gustafson, do you trust James Gunn and/or whoever else is working with the DCU to cast the right fit? To cast the person who's the right fit?
Yeah. This Superman was pretty good. I'll trust him to cast a good Flash. I do think that this guy Grant Gustafson has played the Flash good, and under James Gunn he could probably be an even better version of the Flash. But I would trust him. I just hope they don't put him in a mech suit again, because it's like the only time I've ever seen the Flash in a mech suit is in the video game and in the fucking live action movie. Like isn't he in a friction suit so that way he doesn't burn off his fucking clothes when he's running that fast?
Yeah, I think they explained it in the Justice League is they couldn't find the fabric that was friction resistant, so they put him in like plain plastic, whatever the fuck they make planes out of, because that can go at high speeds without causing friction.
Whose Metropolis would be used to Superman coming in for a flight, so they have protections and move people out of the areas when they. Oh, so the Metro Police he's talking about. Yeah, see, that's who saved everybody. And Batman. You think Batman wouldn't have been there on ground level saving all the people?
Yo, hold on. Are you reading? Are you not understanding that first word is metropolis?
No. Yo, I'm so used to some of these words being wrong.
He just said metropolis would be used to Superman coming in and fighting. That they'd have protections for that.
Yo, but see, coming in for a flight. You see how sometimes I'm used to these words being wrong?
True, but on the one time it wasn't. It's you over here, Metro Police, Metro booming.
Well, listen, what I say goes here. I don't give a what I tell you, you commented is what you commented. Until otherwise. You comment what I tell you to comment, or else you sit there and watch and like and subscribe and comment. Shit. I never promise anybody I'll read their comment. I'll read a version of a comment. I ain't never said I'll read their comment. Shit. Greedy motherfuckers coming out here want me to read that shit. I'm reading what I said. But yeah, you go back to the Flash. But like I said, I do like the fact that this Superman was beaten. He's beatable. He rushes stuff. He hasn't learned how to think yet.
But
he's good.
I was gonna say the way he was beatable. Like the engineer didn't really fuck him up. The nanites really didn't do shit, but when they got into his system, it slowed him down. Ultraman was able to beat the shit out of him because he is Clark. He's just clone. Like, they didn't do anything weird where, like, Lex was able to punch the shit out of him and beat his ass.
Yeah. But you notice they said that they didn't have kryptonite.
Yeah. That's why they use Metamorpho.
So does that mean that there's gonna be even bigger bad guys coming, or the fact that they could kick his ass without the kryptonite is kind of like an excuse for going, we don't really need kryptonite, so there isn't any kryptonite?
It could be the fact that he's 3 years in and they just haven't found it yet. Like, they know about it, but they just haven't been able to find it.
Possibly, yeah.
You know what I want to see going, before I ask my question I want to ask you. You know who I can't wait to see him interact with?
Who?
Lobo. I want to see this Boy Scout Superman take on the main man himself, who does not give a shit.
The main man. He calls him that too, right?
He calls himself that. Lobo calls himself the main man.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny? We've seen Lobo depicted between two different characters that Jason Momoa has played. Can you tell me which characters?
I'm gonna say Aquaman and the guy from Fast and the Furious.
There you go. You hit it right on the head there.
And the Metro Police.
Yo, you know, James Gunn said that in an interview that he was doing the press or something for just getting the job, and Jason Momoa hit him up and said, "Lobo, let's fucking do it." All right, and then Ryan Reynolds hit him up and said, "Congratulations." And he replied back to Ryan Reynolds, "Hey, do you want to be Green Lantern again?" And Ryan's only reply was, "Fuck off."
I mean, shit. That CG, that should have been a good fucking Green Lantern.
No, here's a different question before I get to my big one. What did you think of the suit that Green Lantern wore? That Guy Gardner wore? As the Justice Gang.
It was alright. To be honest with you, I was focusing in on the ring. I don't know if you noticed when he was sitting down talking to Lois Lane and his ring was visible. I was like, okay, this isn't one of these.
Yeah.
It's it looks like a big ass rock. Like almost like a jewel or a gem that's a ring that he's wearing.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so that's cool. I like that. But like the suit can always change, but that ring, I was like, I like the ring.
I do believe that the suits were in canon, even though they didn't explain it, that Mr. Terrific made them. That's why they all look similar, just with the different accented colors of the characters.
Makes sense. So let's talk a little bit about Mr. Terrific. The T spheres were accurate, but I don't know Terrific enough to know about his attitude and his smart ass comments and all that. I kind of thought he was just like one of those smart people that were just smart.
Yeah, I think James Gunn made him a little funnier than he normally is.
Because the only time I've ever actually seen him, and when I'm talking about the comics, because the comics has always been the closest to what they are. Like the TV shows, they have to embellish. So the TV show, him and Supergirl, was it no, in the Green. When the fuck?
He was an Arrow.
Yeah, he was an Arrow. Yeah, I'm sorry. Him and Arrow, it was different. He was a Olympic level athlete and all that other shit, but he was like a nerd more than anything. But in the Crisis, Injustice, where Superman wanted to take over the planet, he goes, "Yo, we got to get rid of guns." And Mr. Terrific just turns around and goes, "What about smoking? Smoking statistically kills more people than guns do. What about this? What about traffic accidents? Do we just wipe out everything that these people have a choice to make? You know, what about drinking? Drinking kills more people than guns." And Superman's like, "But you know what I'm talking about." He goes, "I know what you're talking about, but if you're doing this based off of statistics, then we got to go off of the statistics that really matter." You know, like it's one of those things where like he's one of those guys you don't go into a debate with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like he seems smart, but I kind of wish we would have seen Lex Luthor and him smarter. Like, you know that guy that I'm looking for to outsmart Riri Williams because she's just naive.
Yeah.
I was looking for that level of smart between Mr. Terrific or just Lex Luthor.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm not as high as on this depiction as you are, because he didn't seem like he would outsmart motherfuckers. The only reason dude, how did you feel? Because I mean, we can Monday morning quarterback this, as much as you want, but they showed him, they depicted him as they depicted him. So that's what we got. But how did you feel about Lex doing the whole A3, A1, B35 to fuck up Superman using Ultraman?
I thought that was kind of cool because it kind of did show like, all right, this guy knows Superman. At least he knows his fighting really well. And the fact that he can memorize all that shit is also kind of dope. Like that show, like that's showing his intelligence there without actually showing his intelligence. You know? But is that how they use Ultraman?
No.
So they just changed Ultraman.
Ultraman is a clone of Superman that's actually powered by kryptonite.
Okay.
He wasn't like that in the movie, obviously, but so picture Bizarro, but less dumb and powered by kryptonite instead of sickened by it.
Okay. Yeah, and Superboy is a clone of Superman, but with Lex Luthor's DNA.
I don't know. I think that was only in one of the animations. I don't know if that's how it actually is in the comics. It's been a while since I've read a Superboy fucking comic.
All right, what was you gonna ask?
I was gonna ask. My main question for you is: where does this Superman rank in the roster of Superman that you know of? And I'm talking about, Lois and Clark. I'm talking about the CW Superman and Lois, the animation, Brandon Roth, anything that you personally remember and have an affinity to. Where does David Cornsweet sit in the pantheon of your Superman?
As Superman or this movie? Like
As
him?
as Superman, but obviously you only have this movie's
Yeah.
depiction.
All right, so all right. Realistically, because in my opinion, the best looking Superman would be Henry Cavill. But if we're gonna talk about depictions of Superman, this one has to be third, where the Superman cartoon is number one. Like, all right, the animated Superman. I'm sorry, so animated Superman's the number one. The second Superman for me is Superman and Lois, the TV show that they just finished.
Yeah.
I think that guy playing Clark Kent and Superman, he plays both of them well. And he looks like a normal human being as Clark Kent, but then he looks like a fucking guy that's Superman. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I like the way he plays both. And this guy I would say third just because Henry Cavill's depiction of Superman, it was weird because that's not, I think they try to make him more dark for Batman or just dark in period. But he's supposed to be the symbol of hope, but where's your hope when you come back from the dead trying to kill everybody? Or you blow up half the world.
Yeah.
You know, like you're dark there. So the Henry Cavill's Superman, just the film itself brings him down, but look wise, he's number one. Christopher Reed, I would say, is number 3. Wait, yeah, Christopher Reed.
No,
That's
Corn said you said was number 3.
4. Sorry. Yeah, Christopher Reed's number 4. Because he did change who he was for Clark Kent. And
where do you put Dean Cain?
I would put Dean Cain last and Henry Cavill 5th. But
why
talking
Dean
about
Cain last?
Because I didn't think he acted well. Like, looking back at that series, that was
it's a product of its time.
yeah. It was too childish. It was churlish. But I would tell you this: if James Gunn was directing a film for any one of those besides the animated, I would probably have Henry Cavill 1 and Superman and Lois 2.
Okay, and the last one that you would know, Brandon Roth.
Oh, that's the Superman Returns?
Yes.
Shit. He would have to be last because I just forgot about him.
Yo, that makes sense. I mean, all he just did Christopher Reeves.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? My top 3 are the exact same as yours.
Really?
Yeah, animated, the CW guy, and then now David Cornsweet. There was a moment that I didn't even watch the show that much, but there's a moment where he's being Clark, and he's somewhere, and Lois is being like, somebody's talking some shit to Lois, and he stood up, not as Superman, as Clark Kent, and put a stop to that shit. And I went, there you go. That's how Superman needs to be where even his Clark Kent is different in how he stands up and
You're talking about
protects.
when that guy hit his son.
No, but the scene I saw, they was specifically the dude going after Lois. So it might have happened multiple times in the show. I didn't watch all the episodes. It's just a clip that I saw.
No, because so there was one part where his son was going out with a girl, and the father was not there, but also like abusive, and the son, like I think, tried to protect the girl or something, and the father like punched him, and he's in a diner, and Clark went up to him and said, "You fucking touch my son again, I swear to God, I'll fucking break your neck." Like, shit like that. It wasn't verbatim. And
Oh,
the guy went to push Clark, and Clark didn't move.
Yeah, that's what I saw. But
Yeah.
the way the clip was edited, it made it look like he was standing up for Lois.
No, yeah, it was for his son.
They didn't even show the kid. They just showed Lois, and then Clark getting up and saying all this shit.
Yeah.
But anyway, my point being is his ability to be authoritative and be protective as Clark, but it's still different than his version of Superman. He just didn't turn into Superman in that moment.
Yeah.
He still was Clark Kent.
He was a father.
Yeah, I was like, that's the kind of acting you need to have a guy who's playing both parts. Because he knows one is a performance. And you gotta act in the way that character would act in that situation.
Yeah. Which is funny because like most of my knowledge comes from the cartoon and how they act. When and who's the last? Ben Affleck. When Ben Affleck was talking to Alfred about if he has a 1% chance of being a threat, then we had to take that 1% chance
100% seriously.
100% seriously. The way he spoke to Alfred, I was like, I don't see Clark Kent or Batman speaking like that. Or especially Batman. I don't see, because Batman has always been stern. And then maybe he'll be like, enough, but not to the point where he's yelling out a whole sentence. What do you think about that?
I honestly don't mind that, because it shows something that rarely is ever depicted with Bruce, and that's his desperation. Because remember, as we've said many a times, Bruce is still in that alleyway with his mom and dad being shot, and there's a part of him that no matter how much he does, he still feels like he can't save anybody.
Yeah.
So for him to get that way, because he's like, this is something that I don't have a plan for. And if he pops off right now, there's nothing I can do. I can buy that.
Okay.
And again, I like all of my superheroes to be relatable. And you can't be relatable if you only hit one range of the emotional spectrum. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Shit, if that's the case, and the best depiction of, or the most relatable that you can ever get from Superman and Batman had to be Injustice. When Damian kills Nightwing and Superman goes to Catwoman and goes, yo, you got to talk to Batman because he needs it. And she's like, it's okay to be human. And then he starts crying. But you see how Superman cares so much about Batman that he got somebody to go help him. And Batman respected Superman so much that he was like, yo, you were the best part of us.
I got to watch that. I don't think I've seen that.
You never seen where the Joker kills Lois Lane?
I've seen that because I've seen that part where he goes into the interrogation room and snaps the Joker's neck.
Yeah.
But I don't remember if I saw that because of the animation or if I saw that because I played the video game.
Okay, so the scene where I talked about Mr. Fantastic talking to Superman is in that movie also.
But that I've seen on YouTube.
Yeah. So it's on HBO. It's definitely worth a watch. I think the Batman Superman, like that movie, the Doom the Wanted one, where the most wanted.
That one I like where they actually, what do you call it? I think he took over Shazam for a little bit. Like he put on Shazam's costume to trick everybody.
Yeah.
They're looking for him.
And then the one where they're like, yo, we have to turn ourselves in, and Batman's like, are you fucking crazy? I ain't turning shit in. I don't trust none of these motherfuckers to fucking prove me innocent. I ain't doing shit. But the only part I think you would like of Crisis on Infinite Earth is of the Batman one is Batman is fighting all those monsters, and Batgirl, Damon Wayne, Nightwing, the other Robin, and Batman's daughter fight with him. And he goes, who the fuck are you guys? Because this is a Batman from a different dimension. And he goes,
oh, with the Huntress?
Yeah. She's like, yo, I'm your daughter. He goes, you're not my daughter. I don't have a daughter. He's like, that's your son. Like, I don't have a son. He's like, you trained us all. He goes, I didn't train you. Some irresponsible asshole trained you. I don't know what you could do. So you got to stay out of my way. And he was like, literally, he's like, yo, if you're going to bring a kid into this life, you're irresponsible and I can't trust you. He makes bad decisions. He's talking about himself from another universe. Because that Batman went to Barry Allen and said, I need you to do me a favor and put Robin in the best foster care that you can put yourself into. He's like, I'm not keeping this kid. This life is there's no place for this kid in this life. And the fact that he said that, and then when they combined all the Batmans together, he goes to the guy that made the universe. He goes like, he's like, the Batman in there, would I be a part of him? He goes, yeah, you'll be whatever part of that Batman combined with all the other ones. He goes, okay, then I can trust that Batman. And he walks in there to be part of that Batman. Like that Batman he didn't trust nobody. He didn't even trust himself from other universes.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Yeah. And then the question was like, wait, you're telling me that all of us go in there and we start fresh and then this thing is over? No, that sounds too good to be true. There has to be another way. This might be what kills us all. How do I know that we're going to do this? You're going to erase my memory? Like, he's just, the conspiracy theorist. And I'm like, okay, so this is the question. No wonder people find him annoying. But then also Batman goes to him because he asks the questions that no one asks.
Yeah.
Like, so the Crisis on Infinite Earth does give some good depiction of these characters. From what I understood, they ran out of money, so they don't have voice actors for most of the characters. So a lot of the characters are just there. But
wait, what?
It's either that or the Justice League Dark Apocalypse, where they ran out of money for voice actors, so a lot of the characters were just there. They didn't have speaking roles.
That's bananas. You work for, what the fuck are you doing, Warner Brothers?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, considering the fact that Mel Blanc, have you ever heard of the name Mel Blanc?
No.
All right. Mel Blanc was one of the voice actors back in the original Looney Tunes era. Can you take a guess at who he voiced?
I'm gonna say Donald Duck and Yeah, Donald Duck and Bugs Bunny.
Donald is.
Daffy Duck. I'm sorry.
You're correct. Daffy Duck, Bugs Bunny, Sylvester the Cat, Elmer Fudd, and like 15 other fucking people. You mean to tell me that the voice actors you do have couldn't have done other fucking characters? It's not uncommon for motherfuckers to play multiple parts.
That's true. Yeah, but I mean that was one of the things that happened there. But that's why I like the cartoon versions better. It was a Marvel scene where Spider-Man and Captain America walk in the sewers. And Spider-Man's like, "How come you haven't arrested me yet? You know, they say I'm a vigilante." And then Captain America goes, "That's what they say. But I spoke to the police officers and the firefighters and all the victims that you saved. And they said that you saved them without any recognition or wanting any reward or anything like that. You just saved them and kept it moving." He goes, "And that shows me that I don't care what anybody says about you or what you say. It's not about that. It's about your actions. And that's why I'm defending you." And then Lade turns around and goes, "Yeah, that's Cap. That's Steve Rogers right there in a nutshell."
Yo, did you see it's Earth's Mightiest Heroes? He had to escort Victor Von Doom. And Victor Von Doom was like, "Yo, you know who I am. Why are you not out here fucking throwing me to the wolves?" And Roger turned around and was like, "You were put in my protection. I'm going to do my job. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter how I act in this given situation."
And that's why Victor Von Doom respects him.
Yeah, that's why everybody respects him.
Shit. And I think, isn't that kind of, well, hold up. I was going to say, isn't that kind of what Superman is? But that's kind of what the Flash is, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's just a basic template of what like an ultra truistic hero is. Where you're not trying to be the badass or the anti-hero or the smartass, where you're just a hero. That's how you act.
Yeah.
Final thoughts on Superman.
Well, let's go to our correspondent. Show, what is your final thoughts on Superman?
Excellent movie. I don't know what the critics are talking about. Would agree with me. This is one of the best Supermans. I'm fucking with you. What's going on with Superman, man? Why nobody likes the Cap? Tell me the truth. You got 8 minutes.
I don't know. I've heard a lot of people say that that tonally the movie's a mess. They brought up the shit that Toe was talking about, that they don't like the humor after every emotional impact. They didn't let any of the emotions breathe. The humor undercutted everything. There's a small fucking sect of idiots that are trying to do something, that are trying to disparage the film because James Gunn called Superman an immigrant, and they're like, "Oh, this is an immigrant story, fucking social justice." It's like, but he is. He's not born here.
He's not from here. He's from
Like
Houston.
there was no political. Oh my god, I can't fucking speak right now.
Political?
Yeah,
No.
but politicization of
I was
any
gonna say.
part of this movie. So I don't know what the fuck they're reaching at. But I think the more legit thing is it's a little uneven. It pulls focus from Superman from time to time. I mean, it's not a perfect movie, so there are criticisms of it. Like, there's that one scene But sure, you didn't watch the movie. But the one scene where Lois is trying to like talk him off the ledge, and in the background, the Justice Gang is fighting this random thing, and she's like, "Yo, you gonna go help?" And they're like, "That's only that stupid thing. They got it." That was a little weird. But I don't see why I see why criticism happens. I don't see why there would be any hatred though. Does that answer your question?
Very clearly. Did you guys go and see it already?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, we already gave our reviews
When y'all saw it?
Sunday.
Nice.
Yo, show. Why would we be giving a review talk if we didn't go see the movie?
No, honestly, I didn't know what was going on. I just came on the spot. I just got home. I was driving. My phone was dead. I'm like, for some reason, this app destroys my battery. But anyways, yeah, I was trying to see what y'all was doing. I see it's a review on Superman. Dope.
So, are you gonna
Yeah.
watch the movie?
Of course. Once it's free somewhere. Or should I? Is it worth paying for?
I would honestly say yes. That it's worth seeing in the theater. And if you have that kind of money, and I'm honestly curious about it, and if I had that kind of money, I would go back and see it again. I want to know what this movie's like in 4DX.
Is that the one with that shakes and rumbles and rain
Yeah.
and all that? Nice.
Yeah, because I heard Top Gun was phenomenal in 4DX, and with as much flying as he does here,
Yeah.
to feel him take off in the seat and all the turns, and when he comes down and lands on shit, that's got to be fucking dope.
It's a date, man. Let's go see it 4DX. I want to go. That'll be my first time.
Yo, I think for that we each have to buy our own individual tickets.
Fair enough.
We'll see what we could do because July 19th, this Saturday is Ray's wrestling event. Respect. So we're gonna be doing that. Everybody tune in tomorrow. We're gonna be talking about sports, and I'm gonna get into the Amanda Serrano Kate Taylor fight and whatever else is happening in sports. Thursday we're gonna get deeper into the respect and what happened over the weekend with all those wrestling pay-per-views. Friday we got the Toe in the Show, and that's it. So everybody, appreciate y'all coming by talking to us about the movies and the Fantastic Four. Tune in tomorrow. It's your friendly neighborhood knucklehead signing out.
Peace.
Peace, everybody.
Adios, amigos.